How's it going, guys? This is UpsideDownAce, and today I'm mixing it up. We're starting off in the dark, on the dirt, and I'm taking a look at the Scion FRS. Now, this car was designed by Toyota and Subaru and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's kind of a joint company venture. The Scion is the American version of the Subaru BRZ and the Toyota 86? GT86, I think. Either way, they all pretty much look the same. So this is the American version. Like I said, they didn't brand it as a Toyota, which kind of annoys me, but I like the way this car looks. So that's cool. I think Toyota was kind of going after like a hip market with the new Scion. I think that was just, I feel like they should just drop Scion, but you know, whatever. So we got a 200 horsepower engine, front mounted, rear wheel drive at the back. You can get it in a manual gearbox, which is actually fading away, sadly. So it's basically set up to be a cheap sports car. That's a good sports car. So, you know, good, fun to drive, cheap. It's like $25,000, I think, around that. 25 grand in real life. It's really fun to drive on the dirt. I really liked it off-road. It slid around really easily. It doesn't have an excessive amount of horsepower, you know, only 200. So you weren't constantly spinning your wheels or spinning out unless you do that and you're terrible at driving. So, you know, it's a pretty good off-road car. I like it a lot off-road. Pretty fun to drive. Not as good as, you know, four-wheel drive Subarus or Mitsubishis. I'm going to say that in every review probably. But all in all, fun car off-road. So now that we're done with the off-road bit, let's take a look at the interior and some real-world capabilities. So now we're on the street. We're going really fast. We're in the interior of the car now. I kind of like it. You know, you got the LCD screen, you got some neat little navigation buttons over there right next to your steering wheel, and some cool looking dials. So it's a very, very modern looking interior. I like it a lot. But I mean, as far as on-road goes, I don't like this car as much as, look at that big purple bus. I don't like this car as much as I did on-road as I did off-road. It's a little bit harder to slide around. There's just not enough horsepower to pull off like big epic drifts. So that's kind of a problem for me. But I mean, it handles really well. It's a fun car to kind of just like cruise around in at a reasonable speed because it handles really well. It just doesn't drift all that great because there's only 200 horsepower. You can't do a lot of really big e-drifts with it is what I'm getting at. But I mean, it's a pretty fun car to drive. I like the way it looks. So now we're going to take a look at the upgrades on it. And there's some cool body kits that I'm going to show you guys. So stick around for that. So here we are in the upgrade office. So you can see here, we got tons of custom body kits for the front bumper. I like that a lot, so I'm going to show you guys them. I don't really like any of them. I think they're all kind of, eh. That one's okay. That one's kind of eh. That one's ugly. Just going to go ahead and say that. So I'm going to leave those off. Same thing for the rear wing. You can put a Scion rear wing. Blah, 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 on it. We got some cool back kits though. I like that one a lot. I actually keep that one on there. I like that. I don't know why. It's just a cool center exhaust going on. We got some different side skirts that'll reduce drag by 1%. Totally worth it, right? But you know, excuse me. I get free upgrades, so it's no big deal. And that hood is hideous. So those are the body kits you get, guys. I'm gonna stop this here, and we're gonna skip to it fully upgraded. So here we go, the fully upgraded Scion FRS. We actually got it into, we got it into R3. So, I mean, it's barely R3, like 717 R3. So, S-Class is probably where you're going to want to use this thing the most if you like to upgrade it. It's got about 430 horsepower, which isn't a lot for an R3 car. You know, a lot of these stock R3 cars are coming with at least 500. And of course, now that I fully upgraded the car, and if you go off-road a little bit, it starts to hop around like a balloony. So try to keep it off-road where it's not supposed to be off-road. You know, the sides of the roads, you just kind of go wee wee. It feels really, 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 really light. I mean, we took an already light car and did the weight reduction on it. So it feels super light. I still think it needs more downforce because you just kind of float around everywhere on the road. That could be Forza Horizon's fault because Forza Horizon just feels like it has a lack of downforce in general, but, you know, bleh. Overall, I'm tired of these frame skips. Sorry about that. My PVR has been retarded lately and some frame skipping like crazy. So the car upgraded is pretty intense, pretty fun to drive. I wouldn't recommend racing in it, though. Maybe S-Class. If you guys can get some S-Class races going, that'd be pretty cool. It drifts around a lot easier with 400 more horsepower. I feel like it should be heavier now. It's really weird. So I guess keep the weight reduction off, but upgrade the horsepower. You can turbocharge the engine or supercharge it if that's your cup of tea. And maybe you can find something really nice in this car. Oh, I mean, it's really cheap. It's a fun, cheap car. If you have no upgrades, you get the upgrade discount. Really cheap. So you can get, you know, a really good S-Class car for like 25,000 credits. Can't argue with that, and it looks good, and fuck the bush! So guys, if that's the review, if you enjoyed it, please like it. Comment below with other cars you want to see reviewed. This car was heavily requested. I'm seeing a lot of Eagle Speedsters out there. Might do that. That car is hot! Anyway guys, that's the video, and as always guys, don't forget to subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.